Ready to go. Percy, go ahead and kick us off.
Awesome. First question for Skylar. Hey, just when you face a rookie like you did tonight, were you in attack mode because it appeared as if you made it a point to like really press her early, test her dribble, get some steals there, and then late just to really get past her and get to the rim. Yeah.
You talking about Sevgi?
Yes.
She's a rookie, but she ain't a rookie to basketball. I mean, I
Yeah.
think she's go. Like she's a hooper. So yeah, I didn't underestimate her. I didn't want to take her lightly. I mean, she's been very impactful for this team. The film that I watched on her, she was great with both hands, great in the middle, moving without the basketball, setting her teammates up. And so I think it was just a point for me knowing that she is in more of a distributing role for this team to try to make that hard on her while she's making play calls and setting it up. And honestly, they give it to me. And so I try to give it back to them.
There you go. And then for like Nneka, just after winning like 8 of 9, are you finding that you guys are just hitting a nice sort of groove now in this part of the season?
I mean, I really feel like I'm not sure if I would like describe it as like necessarily a groove. I think we have standards, and I think each game we respond to something that we needed to get better at in the last game while still winning the games.
Mhm.
So for me, I see it more as like incremental growth, maybe building blocks. And I think that the groove will come later, perhaps.
We don't want
There
the
you
groove.
go.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really looking for a groove right now.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Percy. Jeff Brown, go ahead.
Yeah, first for Skylar, you do such a phenomenal job of getting paint penetration and driving into the lane. But Jewel, that's something Jewel can also do. And I was just wondering if you could talk about when Jewel and you are both out on the court, like how you can kind of utilize that and how that can be a weapon, maybe if you weren't both on the court at the same time.
I guess I'm kind of confused by the question.
So I guess like your ability to drive into the paint, right? But if there's someone else out there like Jewel who can also kind of like they can't double you because obviously you'd go to Jewel or something. So I guess I'm wondering is how do you and Jewel kind of benefit each other as far as being able to attack?
Yeah. Obviously, it helps when you have multiple people that can tag. Honestly, I feel that way about anybody on our team. Jordan got in there and got Nneka could get in there as he can dribble, and so we have a very versatile team. But yeah, obviously for me, just trying to get downhill, that's something that I've always thrived in. And on this team, you have a lot of options to pass the ball to people. So just really trying to make the defense move. I think the most important thing is just us being aggressive. And when we're aggressive, especially us, we can draw a lot of attention. And so that's when we're able to distribute. But I think it just starts with that mindset of everybody just being aggressive and on their front foot when they get the ball.
And for Nneka, your bench outscored them by 9, which is really basically the difference in the game. The starters kind of canceled each other out. Could you just talk about Jordan, Mercedes, and Sammy and kind of what they were able to give you tonight?
I mean, they come in, I think they do a really amazing job of kind of maintaining that energy that we try to establish. They come in every day knowing that they're going to have to, be muscle, stick to the scout, and then also be aggressive. And today we really experienced some really major minutes from our bench. And, we can even go deeper. I think that that's on us to take care of the game so that we can play every single person. But we have a bench that can go deep. And tonight we saw another building block from our bench as well.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks, Jeff. Masvida and then Christian.
Sure. Hey, Nneka, can you talk about Skylar's ability? We're going on and on, which is great about her going downhill and penetrating everything else, but yet her ball distribution has it, the way she distributes the ball is so that person that receives in the right place and can be aggressive in offense. Do you mind just talking about that unique skill set she has?
Yeah, let me tell you right now, I could not do her job.
Likewise.
She is really brilliant in how she approaches the game. while still maintaining, that killer mentality. I think there's just so much going on in her head because she's trying to be aggressive. She's trying to get us in spots. She's trying to think about how the game is flowing. And to be able to play with someone who is so cerebral, but also very physical in that way is very rare. And, she's the head of the snake. She's really the head of the snake. I go as she goes. I really, my job is to maintain her energy. And then also to step it up on the defensive end. I need to be her eyes behind her. I think that giving her that type of support can allow her to be freer on the offensive end. Tonight, we talked about how we were trying to get into stuff and we were like, we listening to you and you only. I think it's very rare that you can have a PG that doesn't necessarily need to always, consult the coach and the bench. She does a really good job of understanding what Noe wants, but then when she sees something, we get into it, and she commands our attention in that way as well. So just, it's been almost 20 years for me to be able to play with her.
Yes.
So I'm just grateful.
Thanks, Liz.
And then Skylar, how grateful are you just to have a player just in Nneka's ability, because you can give it to her on the outside or you can get it down low, and then she's also going to get that loose rebound. That's the rarity of that, having a player like that as a point guard. How, I don't know, it's fun, or I can't come with a good verb here, but just that ability that she
Fun
can.
is a good one. I can't do her job either, I think the versatility is for me, the versatility, how she throughout the years always adds something to her game. She continues to get better and improve every year. And the same thing how she says about me, we feed off of each other. If I feel some sort of way, I can come to her, she can get me back on track. And just I think having somebody like that where you feel like, I feel like I'm an extension of her. Like we almost the same player in a weird type of sense where I don't have to think. I know what she's thinking. We're always in the same book on the same page. And I think the intensity of it all, like, we know what we're trying to get. We can be happy, but, her and I, we're never satisfied. We're always talking strategy. How can we get better? But, obviously this is an MVP we're talking about, and somebody who's been doing this at a high level for a long time. The efficiency and the versatility for me, but also, when she talks, everybody shuts up and listens. And so, it's great having a voice of reason around, and somebody that's like a Swiss Army knife, can do everything, can rebound, can defend, can run, can dribble, can shoot the ball, screen and rolls, and so, yes, it's a luxury for sure.
Thank you. Thank you both.
About 4 minutes left. Christian, go ahead and we'll take a couple quick questions here in the room.
Hey, my first question is for Nneka. Earlier in the season, you said at one point you want to get to a point in the season with the team where it feels like you guys are on the HOV lane. Being back in Texas, I'm just wondering, how close are you to that exit to get on there?
I think each day we're taking a step in that direction. I think that we definitely see moments and spurts where we're cruising in that HOV lane. And, by that, I mean, it's high occupancy. It means everybody's dialed in, everyone's locked in. I'm not sure if like we're there at such a consistent level, like how we want to be, but there's glimpses of it. And I think each game, each opportunity to come in and practice and work with each other, it's a building block, and it's incredibly foundational right now. We don't want to lose what we've gained along the way, but we're getting there.
And if I can follow up on that, the cohesiveness of the team on both sides of the ball, the way you guys have been playing, winners of 8 games the last 10, how much would you attribute that to be able to fly charter and all the extra space and camaraderie that you're building?
Well, for me, coming where I'm coming from, I feel like it's our practice facility.
Yeah, having that facility too. Don't forget that.
That to me is it. The charter's 100% incredibly grateful. We're able to get the rest that we deserve, the rest that we need to be able to come out here and hoop. Life is easier. I will say that for me, specific. Like, yeah, life is easier.
Mm-hmm.
And Skylar, you scored 20 points 4 times this season. In 3 of those 4 games, you've had at least 5 assists. I'm just wondering, what are you seeing on the court as you're, just developing and getting back to yourself?
Christian, I need to cut you off. Sorry, we were just about out of
sorry.
time. I need to take some questions here in the room. Landon, go ahead with your question.
This is for you, Nneka. work with your sister and players can just things that you're the Players Association is doing this year off the court in the community, and then also you in Houston as well.
Just in general?
Just in general.
Oh, well, I mean, I think, you know, we're really trying to keep the voting initiative in full consideration, and also in the community when it comes to how we can get out the vote, how we can get people to understand that this is an election year. That's something that obviously we've always kind of done, especially since the pandemic. And then, you know, in Houston, I'm kind of someone who votes with my dollar. So there's a lot of places that I frequent in Houston that are Black owned, family owned, minority owned, women owned, that I really try my best. I can definitely give a big shout out to Chop and Block. That's my guy, Ope. So I really do my best to try and frequent the people that are from Houston and by Houston, and do my best to represent my community in that way.
Well said.
Last question.
Thanks, Skylar. You talk about your journey and just how, like, you know, you went through a lot of adversity, and then you're on this team, and then like just your impact on the team. And
How much time you got? You know, no, it's great. I could just say, you know, I'm really present in this time of my life. You know, I won a lot of battles a lot of people didn't see. I won a lot of battles that people got to see a piece of. And so maybe I'm still battling. But this has been a season of like transition for me, a season of grace for me, for myself, and growth. And I'm just really present. I just really been focusing, being at where my feet are, and focusing on what my passion is and what my purpose is. And it really has been family, obviously passionate about this game, this team, this organization. They've welcomed me with open arms, really been very intentional about the people that I keep around me, you know, and who I listen to, who I let in my space, and really who brings value to my life, just being, have a lot of self-awareness with that. And so, yes, that's a very loaded question, but for me, I'm in a peaceful place right now. I'm happy to be here in this organization. And I'm looking forward to, you know, more fun times and continue to grow.
Amen.
Thanks.
Thank
Right
you.
Coach in here in just a
I
second.
could write you a novel, you know what I'm saying? Like I could